Just got back from watching Disclosure Day. Let's talk about it. Hey guys, if you're new to this channel, I am Aaron and I love movies. I'm a huge movie nerd and this is the place to just talk about movies non-stop. So if that's something you like, consider hitting subscribe. Anyway, let's talk about Disclosure Day. Directed and produced by Steven Spielberg. Yes, we have another Steven Spielberg movie finally in the cinemas again. And not just any old Steven Spielberg movie, it's a movie that is genre. It's way back. Like, when's the last time we had that? Maybe BFG, Ready Player One? David Koepp wrote the screenplay. And if you don't know who he is, Jurassic Park, 2022 Spider-Man, directed 2004 Secret Window. But he did also do Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. So the film stars Emily Blunt, Josh O'Connor, Colin Firth, Eve Hewson, and Coleman Domingo. The film follows a TV meteorologist and whistleblower whose actions could expose proof of extraterrestrial life, sparking global consequences. Okay, straight up before we, get into the details of this, I do want to say the trailers spoiled a lot. I will say that. The trailers showed so much stuff that they shouldn't have shown, because there were constantly moments in this movie where I was like, God, if they just didn't show that in the trailer. And that happens a lot. That happens a lot in this movie. That's unfortunate. Unfortunately, it's 2026 in the year of trailers being very, very annoying. And they've been that way for some time now, which is unfortunate. Also, I want to say that this isn't like the ultimate Spielberg movie. Don't go into this thinking we're going to see something along the lines of Jurassic Park, Jaws, Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Like, it's not up there with those movies, but I had a great time, and it's probably the best thing he's done in a long, long time. It was better than Ready Player One. So what did I love about this movie? I loved Emily Blunt. Emily Blunt's performance is like the best she's done. I've seen a lot of Emily Blunt movies now, and especially because me and my wife are Disney fans, so we've seen her in Mary Poppins and Jungle Cruise. Obviously, I'm a big horror fan, so A Quiet Place. I've seen a load of Emily Blunt performances, and this is her best. Straight up. She shines in this movie from the way she just carries herself in from scene to scene, but also the noises. We see this in the trailer as well. Obviously, this is another thing I just wish we didn't see. When she's about to give the weather forecast and all these weird clicks and things come out of her, that's all her, which is incredible, but her performance is fantastic. Coleman Domingo, coming from Michael and seeing him as Joe Jackson to this, just shows his wide range of talent. And I saw him way back in like Fear the Walking Dead. I think it was the first season where he appears in there. And I've followed him closely since, and he's a fantastic actor. Also, Donovan.
See the bags.
You're calling me a liar. You're disrespecting me.
From The Inbetweeners. If you're a British person, then you probably know that name, and you probably know who that is. Yeah, he's got quite a big role in this, and he did pretty damn well. I also saw him in the Netflix adaptation of Thursday Murder Club, which he was okay in, but this, I think he was pretty good. And generally, the entire cast were great in this movie. John Williams' theme is probably like, I'm torn on this. So John Williams' theme, as we know, he's done most of Spielberg's movies, right? And you know him for Star Wars, Jurassic Park, Harry Potter, Close Encounters, Jaws. His score, while it's great, and throughout the movie, the music is elevating the movie, but not to the degree that I wanted it to. Now, John Williams' best scores are known for like hooks and moments, like themes, individual themes of things, and there wasn't anything that really like stuck out as memorable. Whereas you hear Jurassic Park, and I know people could argue like, oh yeah, but you've only seen it once. It's different. Jaws is memorable. Close Encounters, that simple tune is memorable. Jurassic Park is memorable. Empire Strikes Back. Those themes aren't there in terms of that scale. but at the same time, it's still great because John Williams' talent is there, and it does elevate the movie. There's a bit of a suspension of belief that you have to dig into this movie, yeah, and you could say, oh, there's aliens in it. Of course there is, but there is technology in this movie that is essentially a plot device. I'm not going to spoil it too much, but there is technology, alien technology in this that's used heavily throughout the film, and it doesn't always work. There's plot holes there that I could get into, maybe for another time. Um, but there's definitely some plot holes. There's some things I wish were done a little bit different and a little bit more nuanced. I'd say, like, a little bit less on the nose. The third act goes from fantastic to okay then. Like the second half of the third act, like the second half of the final, like the last 10 minutes of the movie, I was a bit like, you wish you just did this. Which is fine. I mean, I'm not, again, not bashing the movie. The movie's great. I had a great time, mesmerized. It took my entire attention, and in fact, it was probably reminds me of Raiders in terms of like attention span that I had. Like my eyes are fixed on the movie. I'm completely surrounded by what's going on in the story. It did help that there was a lesser of an audience tonight, a few less people. It wasn't as crammed, and there wasn't annoyances going on with the audience in the theater. Cinema etiquette is dead. So this was nice to have a cinema that was a load of people on their own, just spread out, and clearly just watching the movie and not having to talk to anyone. So that was helpful, right? Okay, so the visuals in the movie are great. The CGI, there is CGI used in this, and it's a mixed bag. You see some animals in the trailer. There's a few more than what you see in the trailer in the movie, and that was fine. That, again, I think that was the part of the story that I wish was a little bit different. I don't know if I could quite latch on to the belief that that's how this plays out, and if you've seen the film, you know what I mean. The set pieces were great. The train sequence that we see in the trailer, probably my least favorite of the lot. I think because I've just seen so many, and I say it's a trope, really, it is a trope. It's the train crossing scene where another car's trying to push another car over the tracks in front of a train. We've seen it done thousands of times. Now, I will say it's done really well here, but at the same time, it's a trope, a really obvious trope, and it kind of breaks that um belief in the movie at that point, because at that point we're going for a really grounded story focused moment in the film. We have like an undertone of World War III happening, that doesn't really focus too much. You just get little snippets of information of what's happening across the globe at that time, and Spielberg's done a really good way of taking something as big as World War III and then going, actually, look at this, this is bigger. um, Now he has come on record and said that, oh, it's going to make you question your belief, and I don't think that's true. I think it's just marketing buzz. It's like, go see my movie, um, and I don't think it goes too deep into that. There's moments where it starts discussing that kind of thing, but it's almost like it's too shy to just push that button a little bit harder, which is a shame. They have some great recreations of footage in this. Again, we've seen flashes of it in the trailer. Roswell is in this, in small doses, and other events as well. This isn't an alien invasion movie. I have to stress that. It's not Independence Day. It's not Signs. It's not aliens coming in destroying everything. It's not like this epic scale city getting leveled by a big UFO coming through the clouds. It's not that. It's more scaled back, and I would compare it to Close Encounters of the Third Kind. In fact, look out for the little tiny reference of that in this movie. There is a nod to that movie. Whether or not there's more than what I've saw, but I did notice one. There is a reference, and it's almost like a spiritual successor to Close Encounters. It wouldn't be out of the question to say that this is a sequel, because it very well could be. Like, there's no way you could say it isn't, and there's no way that you can say it definitely is. It's just like, it could work if you turn around and said this was a sequel. Pacing is pretty good. It does sag here and there, and again, it's one of the things I think there's little things I would have changed. Um, to make this movie flow just that little bit better and make it a little bit more believable. There's one section of the film I really didn't like, and that involves said plot device and house in a lockup. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say anything else. I thought that part was, yeah, it was okay. I mean, good display of said plot device, but it almost like this thing could do everything it needed to rush the film along, sort of thing. So there are some problems with it, but overall, I really liked this movie. I really liked the performances. Loved the visuals. The cinematography is great. You know, again, Spielberg, the master of blocking. I mean, some of the shots, even some of the most simple shots. There's a shot where one of the nuns that we see in this movie opens the door to two of the characters, and just the way it was shot, like just everything's framed so perfectly. Everything in this movie, you stop and look at it, you could say what that is framed amazingly. And again, it might not really appeal to you, framing and blocking and all that stuff, color palette, cinematography. You might just want to be like, hey, just tell me if the movie's good. And the movie is good. The movie's great. It just has a few problems. I will say the second half of the movie works better than the first half, which is kind of rare. Normally, it's like the first half is better and the second half falls apart. I'd say the second half is better than the first half. At first, you're kind of like having to take all this stuff on board and this technology and like what I will say is without spoiling it, diving. I will say diving. If you know this film, the diving stuff, weird. I still haven't quite made up my mind on that. But I really liked this movie, and this is definitely cinema worthy. I don't think I'm there with absolute cinema. I'd love to say that it is top, but it isn't. It's just shy of that. Like, tweak a few things, give us a theme or a hook in the score, and you know, some of the plot device stuff. Other than that, great film, entertaining, definitely up there with some like below Steven Spielberg's best movies. It's like best movies up here, then here, and then everything else. Like, I, I want to say like Empire of the Sun, Last Crusade. It sits in there somewhere. And I'm going to do a ranking of all of his movies um, after this video. So, guys, let me know what you thought of Disclosure Day. Let me know down in the comment section below your thoughts on the movie. And perhaps I'll do a spoiler review if you want that. Let me know. But I'm still kind of processing. I think I will go see it again. Just to kind of get my head around it, because there's a lot to think about. And I love it when a movie does that. Like, you don't just come out of the cinema and go, yeah, that was good. You don't come out of the cinema and go, oh, that was great. You come out going, that was really great, but like, guys, let me know your thoughts. I'll see you real soon with the next one. Take care of yourselves.